Hello. Hopefully this video is going to be quieter than the last one, but still audible. It's been a while since I've done this, and oh, here comes Cat. And I still, and she's shaking the table. Apologies if there's loud cat noises in the background. I'm gonna try to edit that out, but the editing software I used to use no longer exists in a compatible level for whatever operating system my computer has now, and I don't yet have my old setup, so still kind of gauging what voice level is going to be quiet and understandable. And anyway, so what I thought might be fun is I have to go through some of my D&D stuff and pick out the spells for one of the NPCs for a campaign that I'm running. I'm still really new to DMing, although I've been playing for years. And what we're doing is right now we have 2 separate campaigns running, one of which I'm a player, and the other I'm DMing. Well, some of my friends have other sessions as well that they do. We really like D&D. So I just got off a video call with one of my players who we had a secret session, which is where there's either players talking to each other or to an NPC. We're doing things where the other characters and players don't know about it. Secret, and then they can it allows there to be some fun secrets that people can try and figure out. So that was very fun, and knowing what they were maybe going to ask, I'd done some basic stats for both Wizard and the Bard that they were NPCs that they were talking to. I don't think any of my players know that I do this channel, I mean, but if any of you find this and we're not done the campaign, stop watching. Spoilers, no. Yeah, so I basically we were going to do, somebody had the idea of doing a campaign that was more of like a one-shot dungeon delve, and then they didn't end up doing it, and then I volunteered to do some DMing, because then the people who wanted to play from our other campaign could still play more, and the people who wanted to cut down on D&D could just stick with our campaign. So it was a nice compromise. And I was initially thinking that then they can pick a handful of characters they create and just do a different one each time, but it sort of escalated, as things often do, and now I have a full campaign, and I still am letting them use a handful of characters, but they kind of go in and out through this like teleportation gate, a little bit inspired by Stargate, and there's like a whole plot and secrets and everything. It's very fun. So there's one of the wizards and also a bard, and the bard is College of Whispers, so they're not very trustworthy, very sneaky, got some cool spells, but basically they'd brought back a head. My players had brought back a head of one of the people that they'd had to end up fighting in a mine, and the miner had been driven to this by some ghosts. Anyway, not really relevant for this, but they had the head, and they wanted to speak with the dead to ask the head 5 questions. Unfortunately, our cleric, she's not a high enough level. None of them are high enough level, but she's the only cleric who's in the group, and she's not high enough level to speak with dead. And it wouldn't make sense on this whole little island where they've got their little research team and wizard study set up. Excuse me. It doesn't make sense that there wouldn't be a single cleric or somebody who could cast speak with dead. So, also from the ghosts, one of the characters got there's like an effect where if you don't save for it, you get aged 10 years times the roll. Luckily, I only rolled a 1, so she only aged 10 years, something like that. I don't remember. was a few weeks ago, but the character is 18, not the player, but the character is, and thinks that everybody over 20 is old, so now she's physically 28 and is freaking out. So she's gonna need somebody to cast Greater Restoration, so she's gonna have to find a cleric, but the cleric I have in mind, no secrets that I didn't want to throw into the same situation as this head that has other secrets for the game. So I used the bard, who is also tied up with a lot of shady stuff, but just different stuff. So I had to build the bard because I knew that there was going to be some rolls. Fortunately, there was not any fights, because you never know. There was just, there was an attempt at an intimidation check, but luckily my bard, because of who they are in this place, is level 15, and my players are level 3. My player, he crit. He rolled a 20 and has a charisma-based character. So on his, it was an intimidation check he was rolling. This was only like an hour ago. I don't know why, I can't remember. So on his intimidation check, he rolled really well, but then I rolled decently, and I have a plus 10 for my charisma because it's a plus 5 because I have a 20 charisma, and then proficiency bonus is plus 5. So I beat his roll, so I got to have this half-elf bard just being like real cocky and real just snarky at this looming bigger character. So that was fun, but it did occur to me that some of the players might decide to try and throw down with especially my bard, which would be a bad idea because level 15 bard can mess up a little level 3 player, and the same for the wizard. So I thought I should pick out the spells for the bard, because bards get spells. By level 15 bards, I have my player's handbook right here. By level 15 bards get 4 first level spells, first level, 3 second level, 4 first, 3 second, 3 third level spells, 3 fourth, and 2 fifth, and then 1 of a 6th, 7th, and 8th level spell, which is a lot. They get a lot. So those are the spell slots. I don't know what that sound is. Okay, so I'm not going to get too fancy with this, but I thought we could go through and pick out some spells. Okay, so I think they also get 2 cantrips. I'm gonna check that. So for cantrips, just in case we'll pick out 2, they've got Blade Ward, Dancing Lights, Friends, Light, Mage Hand, Mending, Message, Minor Illusion, Prestidigitation, True Strike, and Vicious Mockery. Now for this bard, again, players of mine, spoilers, shh, no, go away. This bard, what this bard actually does is, they're going, disguising themselves and go and try and recruit people to come and do this adventurer's work, shady stuff. And they're not the nicest person. They are working for good guys, but it's not very black and white. I think it's more fun that way. But they've got the Mantle of Whispers ability from the College of Whispers. So basically, I've got it pulled up behind me as well. Oops, sorry about that. So basically, if they are fighting a creature, including people, other NPCs, they can use their reaction to sort of weave their shadow into and take on their appearance, and also know like the basic information about them, access to all the information. So this bard would have been taking on appearances of other objectively bad people, but still other people that he would have come across, to help disguise himself, because then he can better be another person. And the interesting thing is, it needs to be an insight check for a person to see through the disguise, rather than like a detect magic or anything like that, from what I understand. So really useful, at least according to the wizard's info. So I'm going to be picking spells along with that sort of sneaky sly theme, which is why I'm thinking of the cantrips. Here's the description. I was thinking minor illusion might be helpful. Oops, I keep shaking the table, sorry. Minor illusion might be helpful, especially because it could be really good to be, you know, conjuring, pretend like you have a signet ring or these different things that are just helpful. Double check. I haven't played a magic-based character in a while. My current character is a rogue. And then before that, I played a fighter. And I think before that, it was a psionic, but I think that was 4th edition. And then my first character was a cleric. So it's been a while. I think the one with the psionic, that campaign didn't last. I think people weren't liking the pace, but something happened. I don't remember. What was I looking for? Minor illusion. That's an M. F. Whereas if he'd attacked the wizard, I could see that the wizard was just at the level to get polymorph. So instead of picking out spells, I probably would have just polymorphed into something big and just gone at it that way. Because sometimes it's not worthwhile, in the interest of keeping things going along, to really go into the detail, but that's why I'd like to have something like this already prepped. And I think it makes it more fair for my players, because I did build these relatively balanced, and then did the ability modifier increase and did all those things as we went along. So they do have bad stats. Like, the bard is not strong. It's a bard. It's a bard build. I mean, you could have a strong bard. You could have a bard that's based off of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That would be so cool. That would be fun. Oh, that'd be fun. Maui sings a lot. Dwayne The Rock Johnson can sing. I'm picturing like a bard that's based off of Maui from Moana. Okay, things in my brain now. Okay, so for minor illusion, sound, image, or an image of an object. Yeah. So, a 5-foot cube, no larger than 5-foot cube, so you can make small things as well. That could be really useful. Okay, so we're gonna pick that one. And then I feel like friends might also be useful. I'm remembering. Friends. Friends. L. And then OBQR. Friends. Oh good, advantage on all charisma checks, oh my goodness. Okay. I think that'll work. Now, first level spells, they have Animal Friendship, yeah. Bane, Charm Person, that one could be useful. Charm Person, Comprehend Languages, Yes, I think that one. I'm going to mute my computer. I have it opened in the background so I can look at the Bard College stuff. But unfortunately, that means the sound from my email keeps coming in. Okay. Cure wounds? No. To be clear, I'm only saying no for this particular character, given their background and what they are doing. Things like cure wounds are very good for a general support character to have, so this is just very specific to this bard. Detect magic? Nah. Ooh, they do need disguise self. They're not always going to be murdering people to have an appearance. Dissonant whispers, fairy fire, feather fall, healing word, heroism, identify, illusory script, long strider, silent image, sleep, speak with animals, Tasha's hideous laughter, thunderwave, and unseen serpent. I feel like sleep would be a really good one. I'm looking at the wrong section. There's a lot of spells, and this is just the basic player's handbook. I know there's the other books. Q R sleep, 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 sleep. Okay, so yeah, sends a creature into a magical slumber. That's interesting. Let's do that one. So there's 4 first level spells. We get 3 second level spells. Okay, so I get 3 second level spells. Okay. Animal Messenger, no. Blindness / deafness, Calm Emotions, Cloud of Daggers, Crown of Madness, Detect Thoughts. Maybe. Enhance Ability, Enthrall, maybe. Heat Metal, Hold Person, Invisibility, Knock, Lesser Restoration, Locate Animals or Plants, Locate Objects, Magic Mouth, Phantasmal Force, See Invisibility, Shatter, Silence, Suggestion, Zone of Truth. Ooh, I'm interested in Suggestion, Detect Thoughts. Yeah, and maybe Zone of Truth. I think definitely Suggestion. Which one should we look at first? And then what's Enthrall? I don't know that one. Enthrall, distracting string of words, causing creatures of your choice that you can see within range and that can hear you to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on perception checks made to perceive any creature other than you until the spell ends or until the target can no longer hear you. Not as much for what we'd need. Maybe, I guess I should look at Detect Thoughts. Detect, detect, detect. Somebody's going fast up there. Detect. Woo! That motorcycle's really going. Detect. Detect thoughts. Read the thoughts of a certain creature. Yep, that's so. Surface thoughts initially. Yes, doing detect thoughts. All right. Detect thoughts. I think suggestion. That one's useful. Suggestion and probably Zone of Truth. Very useful. Suggestion. Zone of Truth. Okay. MOPQR. Suggestion. Suggest a course of activity and magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. That would be very useful, convincing adventurers to inquire about a specific opportunity. A lot of my characters overheard someone in a tavern talking about it and then became interested. It's the same someones with different faces, sometimes casting suggestion. Oh, that motorcycle. Okay, and then Zone of Truth will be useful. Zone of Truth. Zone that guards against deception. Creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, can't speak a deliberate lie within the radius. That's good. That's good. Okay, so 3rd level, and oh, I lost my page. Bard spells near the beginning. Alright. 3rd level spell, we get 3 of them. Bestow Curse, Clairvoyance, Dispel Magic, Fear, Feign Death. Ooh, that could be interesting. Feign Death. Glyph of Warding. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Glyph of Warding. Oh, it's warm in here. Hypnotic Pattern, Leoman's Tiny Hut, Major Image, Non-Detection, Plant Growth, Sending, Speak with Dead. We know they have that one. We already used it. No take backsies. Dead. I do let my characters, there's been a few, well, my players, because it's early on and they're still figuring out sort of what they want to do with their characters, a few of them did ask if they could change their spell selection because they stumbled upon another option, but it's only spells that they haven't used yet, so I don't really consider it canon because I haven't used it, and so it doesn't really affect anything that they change it. Yeah, whereas we've used Speak with Dead, so now I have to keep that one. Speak with Plants, Stinking Cloud, and Tongues. We're gonna go with Tongues. Does that cancel out Comprehend Languages? I know Comprehend Languages, but I can't remember Tongues. Are they different? Is it just better? Should I swap out? I might do that. I might go back and swap out Comprehend Languages. Wow, it's warm. I turned off the air conditioner for this video, and now I'm slightly melting. Tongues. T-Q-R-S-T-T-T-T-T-T-T. Tongues. 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 Spell grants a creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear the target understands what it says. Now, Comprehend Languages, though. Comprehend Languages. Comprehend. Comprehend Languages. For the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language you hear. You also understand any written language you see, but you must be touching the surface. Okay, so it's still helpful for any text, so that might still be useful. I think we'll keep it. We'll see. Tongues, and then maybe I was gonna look at Feign Dead. That's right. Feign Dead might be very useful, especially if they're taking on a different face. That person could die and then come back without suspicion. Feign Dead. Goodness, I'm gonna have to play a bard at some point. This makes me want to try playing one. Feign Dead. F. Feign Dead. Feign. There it is. Feign Death, not Feign Dead. Feign Death. So touch a willing creature and put it into a state indistinguishable from death. Appears dead to all outward inspection. Ooh. Has Has resistance to all damage except psychic damage. Okay. Doing it. Okay. Let's see. 3 4th level spells. Ooh, goody, goody, goody. Goody, 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 goody. Ooh, compulsion. Self-explanatory. Confusion. Dimension door. That's useful. Freedom of movement. Greater invisibility. Hallucinatory terrain. Locate creature. And polymorph. Polymorph is just fun. Polymorph is fun. We did a sort of one-off session, and I got to play, it was an elf fighter. I think it was an elf, yes, but because of Fey ancestry you get spells, and then there's another elf-based ability where you can then take other spells, and basically I was able to take polymorph. And I think I polymorphed into something. It might have been a dinosaur. Because you have to do it at least once. It's so fun. I mean, like, if you can turn into a T-Rex, you gotta turn into a T-Rex. So that was fun. I did enjoy having, like, a fighter, but also occasionally be able to, like, do a few spells to just throw things out of whack. Compulsion, definitely. Greater invisibility is probably good. No, because disguised stealth would be more their speed. Perhaps compulsion. Locate creature. Does that only work on monsters, or can that work on other characters? When I play, whenever I've played a character with a few spells even, briefly, I played with a different group of friends, and we'd started a campaign, and I was playing a warlock, and I was having so much fun, but that group sort of disassembled, and with my friends in the group, it was the DM, didn't want to continue, and that's fine, but with the rest of my friends in the group who wanted to keep playing, we started a new campaign that we only get to every once in a while because everybody's so busy, but that one I'm running, so I'm not playing. I have a different one. It's like based on in the world of Welcome to Night Vale, from the podcast Welcome to Night Vale. What I was looking for, locate creature. Okay, locate creature, locate creature, locate creature. Creature that is familiar to you. That's not as useful for what he will be doing. Perhaps compulsion. We'll keep polymorph for funsies. And let's just do dimension door. That's useful. Dimension door. Quick escapes. 2 5th level spells. Animate objects. Awaken. Dominate person. Dream. Gaze. Greater restoration. Hold monster. Legend lore. Mass cure wounds. Mislead. Modify memory. Modify memory. Definitely doing that one. Planner binding, raise dead, scrying, seeming, and teleportation circle. Okay, so I want to look at seeming, teleportation circle, and maybe dominate person as well. Not teleportation circle, seeming, dominate person, and dream. There we go. Those are the ones I want to look at. C D D D dream. Dominate person. Beguile a humanoid you can see within range. Must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the duration. Use telepathic link to issue commands to the creature while you are conscious. You can use this spell with a 6th level spell slot, which lets the concentration, it's a concentration spell in up to 10 minutes. 7th level, it's an hour. 8th level or higher, Duration is concentration up to 8 hours. Well, I do have 6, 7, and 8. 1 6th, 1 7th, and 1 8th level spell slot. So I think that this would be useful. Dominate person. Especially if they used to modify memory spell right after. Dastardly. And then dream was the other one I was going to look at. Dream. Shapes a creature's dreams. Oh, that's interesting. You or a willing creature you touch enters a trance state, acting as a messenger. While in the trance, the messenger is aware of his or her surroundings. If the target is asleep, the messenger appears in the target's dreams and can converse with the target as long as it remains asleep. Can shape the environment. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. Can appear monstrous or terrifying. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. We want that one. But then I'd have to get rid of Dominate Person, because I only get 2 5th level spells. And I'm not sure, because I'm not that familiar with the magic using classes, if bards can change their spells. I don't think so. I think you just get your spells. I think it's more wizards that prepare spells. I will look into this before I build the wizard, but because I have to build all these NPCs, I find it's easier to just pick set spells. It just makes it so much easier. And then, ooh, it's warm. We're gonna go with modify memory. Important question. Do wizards have dream? Yes, they do. Okay, so I'll just have the wizard have the dream spell. That'll work. The wizard that works with the bard, not the other wizard that was just there. Now he's 6th, 7th, and 8th level. 6th level, Eye Bite, Find the Path, Guards and Wards, Mass Suggestion, Otto's Irresistible Dance, Programmed Illusion, and True Seeing. Programmed Illusion. That sounds interesting. PR. Programmed Illusion. Ooh. Create an illusion of an object, a creature, or some other visible phenomenon within range that activates when a specific condition occurs. Ooh, this looks interesting. The illusion is imperceptible until then. No larger than a 30-foot cube. That's big. That's quite big. That's big enough for many things. And you decide when you cast the spell how the illusion behaves and what sound it makes. Can last up to 5 minutes in scripted performance. Interesting. Interesting. That might get Programmed Illusion. We're going to do that one. This is 6th level. 7th level. Etherealness, Force Cage, Mirage Arcane, Mordekainen's Magnificent Mansion, Mordekainen's Sword, Project Image, Regenerate, Resurrection, Symbol, and Teleport. Now those last 3 I'm not familiar with. I'm familiar with Teleport. Might be useful though. What's Resurrection? LMNO. Resurrection. Oh, you touch a dead creature that has been dead for no more than a century, that didn't die of old age, and that isn't undead. If its soul is free and willing, the target returns to life with all its hit points. I'm gonna say not this character, but I will have some clerics take that. Let's regenerate. Regenerate. There it is. Touch a target and stimulates natural healing ability, regains... Okay, it's just a healing spell. I mean, it's a very good healing spell that can return severed body parts. Fingers, legs, tails, and so on. Okay. That's interesting. I think we're going to go with teleport. An 8th, dominate monster, feeble mind, glibness, mind blank, power word, stun. What is mind blank? Okay. Mind blank. Where is it? There it is. It's right at the end of the page, so I kept not seeing it. When willing creature you touch is immune to psychic damage. Any effect that says emotions, even foils, wish spells. No. No. Willing creature part. Alright. Maybe instead... Maybe dominate monster, just in case. I'll have to think on that. I'll come back to it. But that's basically it. I might regret not giving this character any healing spells, but it doesn't seem the type to really care about that. Well, I'm not going to roll anything out, because I already did that. I got this little tray for rolling out all my dice. And I've been using that. It's out because of the insight checks and intimidation checks, saving throws against it that I knew I was going to do. And I have a separate set for DMing. I picked the purple colors because it was initially for my night veil. Whoop, come on, come and focus. Is it gonna focus? I don't think so. It's not gonna really focus. Oh, maybe, a little bit. Well, I got these because they reminded me of sort of that night veil vibe. But now I use them for both campaigns. Sort of the gold numbers and then the white swirls. On the camera, they're seeming more Barney purple than they do in real life. In real life, they're much darker. They're like more of a, deeper purple in real life. Back into your pouch. Whereas for my player's dice, I don't have nearly as many as some of my friends. Someone had given me this unicorn pencil case because they know I love unicorns. I have a few other sets. I have 2 metal sets and one that is a quartz set as well. This is one of my favorites. Let's see if it's actually all the colors are going to show up. You can't really see all the... Ooh, there we go. There's some pinks in there too that aren't really show. Kind of does. I hope this is not too loud. Ooh, 16, not bad. So this set is one of my favorites for my rogue that I'm playing right now. Madge. I've got some really pretty shiny gold ones. So this one I was playing, I think I got this during the Elf Fighter because she was fancy. My first set, I think, was actually this set. It's pink and pretty, but it's also kind of got all these little flecks on it that kind of reminded me of like blood splatter but happy fun. Because I was playing a Minotaur Cleric and she could do some damage and was kind of inept, but was also like really sweet and well-meaning. She was a little bit derptastic. She was a lot of fun. There's some stories I could tell with her. These my friends call the beer dice because it reminds them of like foamy beer. I thought they looked a little bit like reminded me of citrine color, and I liked the white through and everything, but then they're like beer dice, and so now that's what they are. Oh, here is a set, a metal set that I've gotten for Christmas from one of my friends. It has a special D20 that goes with it, and has something that I'm not going to say in case there's kids watching this. But it's the sort of thing that says, instead of the one, it's the sort of thing that one might say when you roll a crit fail. One word rhymes with duck. Oh, and this was another one of my first ones. It is very similar to the DMing dies, but it is deeper. I like this one too. What else we got in here? My purples, my little gold shimmers. I've got a red set, blue. Ooh! These were the ones that I was using for my rogue before I went to Comic-Con and found the rainbow sparkly dice. She's actually a very nice rogue. She tells the truth surprisingly often, although people often don't believe her. Though that's partially because the rest of the characters aren't the most trusted group. And so far she's been a little bit, sometimes inept, I have a tendency to sometimes roll badly. There's been some interesting life choices, but she's getting there. I'm having a lot of fun playing her. Ooh, and that is a 2, which is partially why this one gets retired. I have a little tray that's my dice jail, where they go when they have not, aren't rolling well. I think I'm going to actually end this now. My neighbors are visiting people outside at a distance, but there's going to be voices starting, so I'm going to wrap this up. Good night.